Hi everyone, my name is Luis Blanco and I'm the co-founder and CTO for Diatech Diabetes. Diatech is a medical device startup based out of Memphis, Tennessee, and we are committed to changing the way infusion failure detection is done. These are my disclaimers before we get started. So back in 2018, I founded Diatech along with 3 other classmates, and our main goal was to create a product that could detect infusion failures for our friend John. You see, John is a long-time insulin pump user, and for as long as I've known him, he's had issues with leaks. As most of you know, failures can occur when wearing an insulin pump and can be everything from a bloody site to a leaky one. How often does this really happen to people? Well, in 2020, we launched a survey and found that 97% of users have had to deal with infusion failure at one time or another. Specifically, 41% report 1 or more infusion failure events per month. And what was pretty shocking is that 74% of users are identifying failures based off of high blood sugar or an adverse event. That means that only 26% of folks are getting alerted from their pump of these failures. This is such a big issue that 1 in 7 pump users is considering leaving pump therapy because of failures. So how long does it take to detect a failure? Well, your pump's manual reports how they do occlusion detection. For a tandem pump, it can take from 1 minute all the way to a day and a half. Omnipod users can see detection windows up to over 3 days. And for a Medtronic user, that ranges between 9 seconds and over 7 days. Now, regardless of what you think of these numbers, it may be hard for anyone to really understand how this applies to them because you aren't only using these settings. And the descriptions they give for occlusion is pretty vague at best. So even though we kind of have an answer for occlusions, we don't really have anything for leaks, kinks, or even just bad site detection like a scarring or long-term use. And that's why we're building SmartFusion. SmartFusion is an AI-powered infusion monitoring system, and at its core, it is an algorithm that leverages existing low-level pump data to monitor infusion status and site health. It is pump agnostic, and it can be integrated into any pump system using existing hardware. It is designed to simplify decision-making via real-time site monitoring and provides actionable and personalized alerts for multiple types of failures, not just occlusions. So let's get started here learning about SmartFusion. So we're going to sign in here to the Diatech dashboard and go into Live Monitor to see SmartFusion in action. Here in the Monitor section is where you'll find information regarding your current site, current wear time, and estimated total insulin delivered. There are also 2 main sections, one for site health and the other for current infusion status. And once we're connected to the system, you can see that site health and infusion status are populated with proper information. Now, for this demo, we are using a custom infusion set with an inline sensor, and this is supposed to simulate the kind of data we can get from the pump natively. In the future, this will come directly from the pump onto a connected device. So here I am clamping the line to simulate a full occlusion, and as you can see, SmartFusion recognizes this change and properly labels it as a failure. But unlike SmartFusion, the pump has yet to recognize that there's a problem, and it continues to flow like nothing's happening. Now I unclamp the line, and you can see that the site health goes back to normal. And as these changes happen, the average site efficiency is being updated, highlighting the overall site health. And this is all happening without an impact to blood glucose. Now let's see how SmartFusion handles a leak. To simulate this, we will disconnect from the site during the live infusion, and while this is kind of a drastic change, you can see that the pump is happy to flow into air without any alerts. Unlike the pump, SmartFusion detects there's an issue and lets you know in real time. Once we're connected, our site health goes back to normal because flow has been reestablished, but our average site efficiency is still low, letting us know that there is a problem with this site. So what you just saw is the last 3 years of focus research on understanding what goes on under the tissue. And as you can see from the images, failures are not just a all or nothing kind of scenario. And they present themselves in many different ways. SmartFusion has a 93% accuracy in classifying these issues and knows the difference between normal, full occlusions, partial occlusions, and leaks. And as you just saw, not only is it better than current systems at detecting failures, but it's faster and more dynamic. So why should we care about improving infusion failure detection? Well, as you can see here from the data we've collected from John's pump, if you're fast at detecting failures, you can improve your time in range, you can reduce your insulin waste, and you can avoid things like DKA. So if it isn't obvious already, we think there is a real benefit to better failure detection. And luckily, the NIH agrees. Back in September, they awarded us a $300,000 SBIR Phase 1 grant to finish our preclinical testing necessary to bring SmartFusion into the clinic. So if you're in the crowd today and are from industry, all we ask is that you recognize that this is a problem. Infusion failures are prevalent, and patients need a better solution for infusion monitoring failure detection. Even though there's some really exciting novel sets that are about to come out, the detection systems aren't changing. That means that your APS algorithm won't know that there's an issue if it presents itself. Secondly, help us out. We're open to collaboration with device manufacturers and can work with any pump data you have. If you are or know someone that's a key decision maker at one of these companies, let them know that we're here and we're happy to work with you. Because the more data we have access to, the faster we can develop Smart Fusion for users. If you like this presentation or it's resonated with you in any ways, feel free to reach out over social media or via our website. We'd love to hear from you, your story as an insulin pump user, or give us feedback on what you want to see in Smart Fusion. If you want to see Smart Fusion on your next pump, let the pump company know that we're here and we're happy to make this available on their platform as soon as possible. Thank you for listening.